days away. And we do now have some clarification on some of those matches that have mystery opponents. It was a big night for Impact, for TNA. I mean, we're gonna keep calling it TNA right now until the end of the pay-per-view, which then they will be called Impact Wrestling Predictions, because like I said, or actually, like they said, Mick Foley, of all people, was the network, so to speak. A lot of people thought it would have been Dixie Carter, but no. I was even shocked it was Mick Foley. Then again, he was a what was the term for it? It was a executive shareholder or something. So he had something to do with it at least, Mick Foley. And I agree with everything he said. This crap in TNA has to go. It's been shitty ever since the Hogan administration came, in my opinion. And it just started like going downhill after that. But I guess now we have to call them the Impact titles, or whatever they want to be called. And in a way, the world title is the Impact Wrestling Championship, otherwise known familiarly to a lot of people as the IWC, otherwise known as the Internet Wrestling Community. Way to go, TNA. Way to fuck up your wrestling title names. Great. But regardless, like we said, actually, I didn't say, I knew who the people were, but I didn't say them on here because I didn't want to spoil it for people. But for the TNA World Tag Team titles, or should I say the Impact Wrestling Championship Tag Team Championships, we'll work on that shit, but the Impact Wrestling Tag Team titles, it'll be Beer Money defending against Matt Hardy and the Wildcat, Chris Harris. Now, in a way, people would be thinking, wouldn't they just make it a double disqualification, make Beer Money strip of the titles, and bring back America's Most Wanted? Because honestly, America's Most Wanted was one of the best tag teams ever. In an elite list of tag teams, America's Most Wanted was actually one of the greatest tag teams in TNA from the start of TNA. And, then Chris Harris left, and a lot of people don't remember him being Braden Walker in ECW, and a lot of people like to forget that, to be honest. For the past few weeks, it kind of destroyed his reputation. And he was, honestly, back to obscurity ever since that. But now he's back in TNA as the Wildcat, Chris Harris, the man that we knew from America's Most Wanted. Maybe we might see a double disqualification, and we might see Storm and Harris form America's Most Wanted again, because I would love to see that. A lot of people would love to see that, because America's Most Wanted would be great in the tag team division. The tag team division in TNA hasn't been as good as it used to be. The tag team division would need an America's Most Wanted, or a Team 3D, or some kind of good tag team to bring it back. But I will say this. Matt Hardy and Chris Harris will upset the world, will shock the world, and become your tag team champions. Now, what a lot of people actually knew was the Jarretts versus Karen Angle and the returning Chyna. That's right, the ninth wonder of the world is in TNA. And now, a lot of people said it would have been Aloisa or Isis the Amazon, which I thought would have happened as well. And I gave you two possible things. One of those was Chyna, and the other was Isis the Amazon. Now, rumors are saying that Isis the Amazon was supposed to be the mistress of Kurt Angle, but I guess the powers that be wanted to have Chyna with their little handshake agreement they have. But they have been assured that Isis the Amazon, or Aloisa, whatever her TNA name will be, she will be in TNA, probably in a different storyline. Maybe, since Tara might get out her contract, it might be the new henchman, how to say, or the new muscle for Madison Rayne. Keep an eye out for that, by the way. But with Chyna now involved, and with Chyna's involvement in the World Wrestling Federation, now known as WWE, and with Jarrett and China. I'm surprised no one remembers the Good Housekeeping match they had for the Intercontinental title. And if you don't, you might want to look it up because it's actually kind of a funny match. But with China involved in TNA, Lord knows how long, but she's involved in TNA. There is no way in hell the Jarrett's are going to win. I swear to God. Karen Jarrett, you are going to get squashed by China. She isn't as buff as she used to be. Don't get me wrong. You might have a chance, but it's still China. Come on. There's no way Karen Jarrett's going to win, or Jeff Jarrett's going to win. Because China could take both of them down. In her prime, she could do that, and she still can, I bet. And finally, the match we haven't seen since the EV2 Fortune rivalry, Tommy Dreamer versus AJ Styles. Now, the last time I remember seeing this match was on an I Quit match, and Tommy Dreamer had to quit because of a fork being jabbed into his eye, with him either saying "I quit" or losing eyesight, and that's very scary to even for TNA standards. But that's very scary for anyone to lose the either. That'd be horrible to think of. Walking in the street and someone has like a knife or a machete, like jab it to your eyesight. Either you give me your money or I'm gonna fucking poke your eye out. You know, what are you gonna do? But Tommy Dreamer, in my mind, for whatever reason, has aligned himself with Bully Ray and will win this match. AJ has a lot of potential. AJ could win this match, but I'm going to go with Tommy Dreamer, the innovator of violence. And with that being said, TNA Sacrifice or Impact Wrestling Sacrifice will come your way Sunday night.